What's up guys, MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always, and today we're gonna talk a little bit about Fahkumram, the latest DLC character, of course, the last character of Season 3, Tekken 7. He was released a little bit over a month ago, and we're all dying to know, like, how strong is he really? But to get an evaluation of that, we need, of course, the best of the best players to duke it out in big tournaments. And that's obviously something that is not happening right now due to the horrible global pandemic of Corona. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, petty to talk about, oh no Tekken tournaments when, you know, enormous health hazard and economic ruin everywhere, but oh well, this is a Tekken channel, so we're gonna talk Tekken. But so yeah, unfortunately that crucial element of seeing how the character fares in pro play, we've not really had that. I myself, you know, thought he would end up around like mid-high tier just from me alone looking at the character, and like the upper mid tiers was what I thought, but I think I've underestimated him a lot due to his incredible fundamental tools like his movement and punish. We're going to get into that, but first off, this tweet here from Arslan, which dropped I think yesterday. One lockdown blast tournament organized by TheMainManSWE by choosing Fahkumram. So he played Fahkumram, won the tournament. Congrats to Arslan. We, Team Ash, and I, Arslan Ash, declare that Fahkumram is the strongest and most overpowered character in the game right now. So worse than Akuma, Leroy, Jin, Paul, etc. It's fun with Barker Hyder as our caster. Okay, so yes, Arslan, and there's a lot of hyperbole in the community with new characters, and I think Arslan said at one point that maybe he sticks to that. Prior to Fahkumram's release, he said that Zafina was the strongest character. And of course, we've all heard Akuma, but Akuma has been nerfed quite a bit. And then Leroy still remains sort of a problem, in my opinion. But so, Arslan feels Fahkumram is the strongest character in the game and most overpowered, and he has not yet given an explanation. I see a lot of this in the community, like Ni, Arslan, and some other guys, they'll just say something and there's not a whole lot of argumentation, but I'm sure he will give some, like tomorrow or maybe on Twitter. But I thought I could do a little rundown of what I've picked up, at least the last few weeks, regarding Fahkumram and what makes him so so obnoxious. And it's not so much, you know, to you maybe these the whole charge up mechanic where he at the walls, you know, guard breaks you. You might find that very annoying, or the cancels certainly are very annoying to a lot of people, and that's a strength he has, the mix-ups, but it's much more so the fundamental stuff I think Arslan is talking about. And looking at Arslan's prior opinions, you know, he's played Zafina, he felt she was really strong, and the thing about Zafina is that she has the best movement in the game. Tekken 7 overall has very restricted movement, but then they put in characters like Zafina and now Fahkumram who break these rules. These characters move like more like Tekken 5 characters. They have enormous side steps and backdashes. On an infinite stage, a Fahkumram that's just backdashing, you can have a hard time even hitting him. So they, that's obviously something he's going for, strong movement. And is that a good thing to have? But yeah, it's in professional play, that's gonna make or break you. So that's obviously a huge deal. And you see that with Zafina, you see it with Kazumi, he loves to play Kazumi, she has strong movement. Geese has pretty strong movement. So I guess that's a theme. He likes turtle character and defensive playstyle. And certainly Fahkumram has that. And I also want to add, there's this great video on YouTube that I'm gonna link in the comment section. It's by Malay Singh. Sorry, we're gonna do this. Malay Singh, where he demonstrates that Fahkumram has sort of a actually a female hitbox. You might have heard about this before, but Fahkumram, he's enormous, he's a giant, but for some reason his hitbox is actually very small. a lot of combos and certain launchers will just not give a combo on Fahkumram. And it will even work on all other characters, but for Fahkumram, for some reason, it just doesn't work. Jin Hell Sweep, you have to resort to back to 1, minimize your damage. There are many examples of this, but his sidestep is also so strong that he can dodge stuff that no other character can dodge. In terms of frame advantage setups, where no other character can sidestep out of trouble, but he can do it. And he sort of mimics female characters here like Alyssa and Lily, who are known for their amazing movement. He can do it. But he's so large that it breaks this preconception you have with Tekken characters that the bigger you are, the harder it is to sidestep. And that's while Eddie is a nice... he's not very large, but he has the shittiest sidestep. But usually characters like Marduk have a lot of trouble, and Gigas and Jack. But Fahkumram, enormous. He can just dodge stuff that other characters can't. So this is a great video. I'm going to link it in the description so you can see all of these great examples he shows. So it's very interesting. Oh, and certain strings just whiffing on Fahkumram because he has that vacuum stomach where nothing connects. So that is very interesting. But I'm just gonna continue and say that it's not only Arslan that has expressed this opinion, but at least according to Tekken Reddit, Joey Fury, Cuddleclaw have also said that he seems the strongest. And I don't want to put words in their mouth, this is from Tekken Reddit, but I know that other pros have expressed similar opinions. And this is also according to Tekken Reddit, but Ulsan and Kokoma have apparently said that they feel he is stronger than Release Leroy. And this is where I'm hoping they haven't said that. Now, again, these guys are much better than me at Tekken. They're way better than me. But I just don't see on a rational level how anyone could claim that Fahkumram, this guy, is stronger than... Oh, albeit, I don't know everything about this character. They might not have some godlike knowledge I don't have. But Release version Leroy is just like... It just bends your mind thinking about the strength of that character. So this is no Leroy. So I don't want people, you know, to like, oh, leap from their seats, you know, and scream at the gods and Bandai Namco, you know, in frustration. Like, Fahkumram is no Release Leroy. No way. But it's interesting to try and understand how strong he really is. And I think I've underestimated him. So again, all of those people I just named, I got that from Tekken Reddit. I have no idea if he actually said it. So take what I'm saying here with a grain of salt. Arslan, we have actually the tweet to look at. But if I were to deconstruct the strengths of Fahkumram a little bit, if I may, again, his movement, it's like Tekken 5 movement in Tekken 7. It is an enormous strength. And then combine that with his weird hitbox, and you have something pretty damn godlike already. And then his damage is very, very high. It's very high. So stand and approach. I'm just gonna go with an extreme example. Oh, I'm playing against Brian. We also have a 3+4. Bam! Let's say we got the counter hit. And you've probably seen the staple combo. You'll do that, get the wall. That's 108 damage. And again, that's from a counter hit launcher. A very long range, safe counter hit launcher. It has enormous range. But again, 108. And you know how much damage the wall combo does. And even without the wall, he does a lot of damage. Like, his damage is very, very high. So again, that's a big plus. And in terms of just controlling the environment and spacing, do you think it's good to have, like, arguably the best movement in the game combined with some of the best range in the game? Yeah, that is a pretty goddamn deadly combination. So again, I'll retreat faster than you can, and I have twice your range. So this is the 13 frame standard poke of 3. Which of course has multiple follow-ups you can play around with. His jab has a lot of range. That's great for his punishment. Again, down forward 1. It's very strong. Well, you don't even have to mention this move. So yeah, dude has range. Those two combined, wow, very strong. And again, speaking of fundamentals, like his punishment with this range is pretty absurd. Wonderful 10 frame punish that wall splats and gives big frame advantage. Whoa, that's the 12 frame. Lap. You can also do 4 free, I think, for 10. It's 12 frame. I actually haven't played him in a while. I was going to main Fahkumram, but the problem was that no one knows the matchup. And when no one knows the matchup, I don't get to apply mind games. I just get to do stuff. And it's very uninteresting. So yeah, I'm playing Kazi again due to them reverting the Hell Sweep buff. He's sophisticated again, great. But Fahkumram is one hell of an awesome character. I just think as soon as people learn the matchup a bit more, it's going to be more interesting to play him. Because right now, all you have to do is just Oonga Boonga everyone, and they blow up, basically. But his punishment is excellent. 4 free for 12, that for 12, 30 free. If they don't back roll, you get... Oh wait, you get 4 for 1+2, great Oki tool as well. Long range, 15 frame launcher. While standing is pretty good with 15 frame. No, sorry, 13, 11, long range. And of course 15 frame while standing launcher. So punishment is great. Obviously he has the mix-ups. As we talked about, he has all of these guard break cancels. He has all of these weird strings. And just a classic mix-up in that you will see a lot, even at the high level. While running free, it's at the very least +9. If you place it properly, and they don't step, it's very linear. Oh, sorry, Jesus. +12. +13. But again, it's very, very steppable. But that's where you use the high option, back forward 4, which is pretty much homing and +6 on block. So these two alone can scare the shit out of your opponent. So yeah, he certainly has the frames if you get the reads. And the mix-ups. He also has very weird block stuns. Well, weird and weird. For the most part, when you block a punishable move in Tekken, like this one's -13, a good example is Claudio's hop kick. It's -13, but it's made pretty easy actually to punish, because as soon as you block it, there are a couple of frames where both of you can't do anything. A couple of frames where you block it and then to give you time to realize that you just blocked a hop kick, you need to punish, and then that block stun ends, and here comes the punishment window of 13 frames, and you can punish. But with Fahkumram, it's super awkward with a lot of moves. His sidestep 4, while standing free, back 1, a lot of the moves, they're super punishable. -15, -13. But that block stun I talked about, where the game gives you a couple of frames to, you know, basically to get your brain to register that you just blocked, now you have to punish. He basically doesn't have any of those frames. So as soon as this move impacts on your guard, you have to do the 13 frame punish. And good luck doing that when the move is 15 frames fast. It's like -13 is pretty bad, but people can't punish the shit because you have to immediately react to it. And it's just crazy hard to do, especially online. So that's a pretty weird property Fahkumram has, and that he's more difficult than you think to punish. So this to me is just identifying his greatest strengths. And make no mistake, like, the greatest strengths he has is, again, his fantastic movement coupled with his hitbox, and couple that with his range. And fantastic punishment, huge damage, and some pretty strong space control with the range, and of course homing tools, and some decent plus frames. But in terms of big weaknesses, in my opinion, he's very, very weak to basically all kinds of fast, think of, you know, very fast highs that counter at launch, like magic 4s, like Anacor Circle Forward 1, like electrics. All those kinds of moves, he eats them like crazy. Because he has so little. Here he has High Crush on Damek 2, but on most of his moves, he keeps his back completely straight, and there's no High Crush. He mimics Kazuya a lot in this. Like, you do his lows, no High Crush, no High Crush. All of these moves. And he takes on a lot of attacks. He also takes a couple of frames to start the swing. You know, it's not super fast. So characters with strong magic 4s and electrics and all that sort of stuff, he's very, very vulnerable to it. Very vulnerable. And if you pressure him from up close, I feel like he isn't the best character. He lacks solid panic moves. Again, he has very strong movement, so beware of him sidestepping you. But he has no easy buttons to get out of it. Yes. And again, while running free, you can't really spam. Well, nothing is spammable in Tekken, but this is super linear. Super linear. Back forward 4 is one of the worst moves I've ever seen on whiff. If this is hit on block, you know, excellent. You knock them down on their ass, you get +6. But if it whiffs, Fahkumram almost freezes up. You see how long it takes him to go back to neutral? If your opponent has the read on you and ducks that, you're dead. You're just dead. And many moves are quite steppable. Overall, I know that all the mix-ups from down forward 1, I think, can be sidewalked to the right, I believe. I don't remember exactly. I see Fahkumram so seldom. Unfortunately, he's a cool character. But this is what I wrote down as the obvious strengths and obvious weaknesses. And he is quite... his down forward 2 free isn't the best in my opinion, considering if you trade with the opponent, all you get is, if that trades with the opponent, you're not getting a launch, you're just getting that, and they might be getting something big on you. It would be better to just have a down forward 2 that launches. He has no hop kick, which is interesting, of course. I feel like his keep out overall is not the best. He has a magic 4, but you have to commit to stance. Yeah, keep out isn't the best. But he's more so supposed to be played as a heavy movement character, create a whiff and whiff punish. That's more so his forte, I would say. But yeah, if you add all of this together, and granted, I don't know, I'm no Fahkumram expert to say the least. The guys I just mentioned know more than me. But I just don't see I just don't see an overpowered top 1 character. Would be great to see Arslan's explanation. But in any case, this is no release Leroy. Absolutely not. I'm very much open to the possibility that Fahkumram, due to the strengths described, is, you know, could be super strong and much higher than I placed him, like top 10, top 5. Could very well be, but yeah, I just have a hard time believing he is top 1. But of course, we're talking about Arslan Ash. He's a god, I'm not. And I do want to mention that all of these guard breaks are insanely gimmicky. They're super linear. They have no tracking whatsoever. So as soon as you learn to identify these, you will quite reliably step them, and they are horrible on whiff. Horrible. So a lot of people are getting smoked by this character right now because they're very unfamiliar with the matchup. But again, I think that is going to change. But so yeah, what do you guys think about Fahkumram? I really like the character. I wonder how he's going to fare as soon as tournaments start again, whenever that may be. But yeah, I have a hard time seeing this overpowered super behemoth monster, but who the fuck knows? I might very well be wrong. Probably not, though. No, I'm just kidding. Probably wrong. Probably wrong. Oh, God. But thank you all so much for listening to me, and I hope you all have a nice day. Take care.